you?
Hey, hey, hey. What are you doing and why?
I'm talking to you.
Okay. Oh,
Yes, about WondLa and your character Rovi.
let's talk about WondLa and Rovi and April 25th and Apple TV Plus when you can see season 2 of WondLa.
So, for you obviously can do a lot of different voices. How did you decide on how Rovi would sound like?
Hey, you just asked a beautiful question. So when we started, they showed me drawings of him. And then they described him to me like very grumpy, blah, 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 blah. And I could see he wasn't human. So we started out with a much different voice for him, a much more non human voice for Rovender that was harsher and everything. So we worked weeks. I would record and then we'd go back and change his voice up a little bit. Also, there's a whole language that I was learning that is his language. So we experimented with a lot of that until we landed in this place right now, which is has an edge to it, but is definitely a more comforting, fatherly kind of voice, which I stole part of his voice qualities from my dad. so uh so that's good. It always keeps me close to my father when I get to do Rovender. But it was a lot of experimentation to land where we landed right now. It's probably the most, I won't even say probably, it's the most changes and change ups that I've done in an animated show to settle on a voice for a character.
Yes. And then this season, Rovi is not doing well physically. How was it like to get him to sound so ill, at
I,
least for a couple episodes?
I will say that there were several times that I sat in this booth right here and almost passed out doing him. I'm seriously when he was ill because he's so breathy and out of breath, and I really wanted to convey that feeling of it's literally just hard for him to live. Like it was that was pretty taxing to be honest. In general, uh Ariana, I think of voiceover as a very easy job. I love it. It's a lot of play, and even in this kind of character, it's still a lot of play. But there are days when I leave this booth sweating, like, wow, Rovender has been through it today, man. You know, by the time I step out into my hallway, then I can get over by then. But it can be pretty taxing in those things too, and it can be pretty emotional. When we learned what happened with his family and his
Mhm.
society where he's from, it can get very emotional. So, like, I just played the reality of that. Yeah.
Yeah. We also see Rovender in a very happier time in his life, so he's a bit more jovial. And we also
Yes,
see him back at home and he's more comfortable. How is it like to have a bit more jovial and upbeat version
that,
of his voice?
that was great, and you're brilliant, by the way. Like, no, your observations really are, because s- when you can see where someone is right now, and I say this all the time, I say it to my son, if somebody's treating him in an odd way, I always go, you have no idea where they've been, what in their life have led them to that. And so to be able to do that with this character, to go back and see when he was younger and he had his wife and he had his child and he was respected in his community and all of those things going for him, it really helps you understand who he is now. And it also helps you understand that not only is Eva on that journey, but he is also now kind of on a journey to get back to a place where he can love and trust again. And part of it is like a parent. And several of my friends who are actors who go, yeah, my family, they just never, they didn't understand about me being an actor and they didn't want that. And I always go, they probably thought they were trying to protect you from failure, from her. And there's a lot of that in Rovender. Like a lot of what he's done to her is he does not want to lose her.
Mhm.
Yeah. So a little bit of overprotection, but you can't be overprotected with Eva. She's the tough cookie.
Yes. You obviously do live action acting as well. What scene from this season would you love to have been able to act out?
Wow. I can't remember if it's this season or the next season, the icy bridge. There's so many like near death, just barely holding on, are we gonna make it kind of things, that I would kind of like to act that out and stop the audience from breathing for a couple of minutes, have them holding their breath to see if we were gonna make it.
Yeah.
But also that joy, like I'm a dad and my son's older now, but that joy of just playing with your child, like there's something just so innocent and nice. Even now I get that with my dog when I'm running around with my dog of like, I'm literally a child out here hitting a tennis ball with my dog with a racket, and she's having the best time of her life, and so am I. Just that joy of being like, nothing else matters except the person that I'm with right now. So I would like to bring that joy, but also I'd like to make them hold their breaths as I try to cross an icy bridge and nobody thinks I'm going to make it.
Yes, that reminds me of the scene with Eva when she's just like, "Oh, how's it like to have a family?" This, that, when they have that flashback scene.
Yes, 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 indeed.
Yes, awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. This has been amazing. You're such a legend. I can't wait to talk to you again.
Oh, I'm a legend. I didn't even know that. Well, let me say this to the audience. As a legend, I need to make sure that everyone is tuned into Apple TV Plus on Friday, April 25th for season 2 of WondLa. Remember, that's from a legend and his friend Ariana.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You have a good
Oh,
one.
have a great one, Ariana. Take care, sister.